Good morning.
早上好，
I am pleased to see so many of you here today,
我很高兴今天能够见到大家，
and a welcome to our online audience as we stream live for the first time.
我们今天也欢迎在网上跟我们一同敬拜的朋友们。
Today is going to be a little bit different.
今天会有一点不同，
You might have a child sitting next to you,
你可能会看到一些小朋友坐在我们当中，
and they're not used to sitting through a whole church service.
他们可能不习惯参加整个教堂的礼拜，
So please be patient with them and encourage their good behavior.
请你们给他们一些耐心，并且鼓励他们。
This weekend is one of my favorite weekends.
这个周末我们过了一个我最喜欢的周末，
I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day.
我希望大家也有了一个很好的情人节。
Personally, I like today better because it's National All Chocolate is on Sale Day.
今天其实是一个更好的节日，因为所有的巧克力都在减价。
I have some pictures. I think they're going to be coming.
我有一些slide 应该就会出来了。
At home, we love appreciating each other with gifts and with service.
我们在家里面很喜欢给我们的爱人一些礼物或者时间。
For Valentine's Day, I got Jeffrey, my husband, a brand new Xbox controller.
我这个情人节给了我的先生 Jeffrey 一个游戏机的控制器，
Because I know his love, and our baby has dropped the other controller 10 too many times.
因为我们的小儿子把他以前的那个控制器掉在地上很多次了。
Jeffrey got me some dirt and a bag of worms.
我的先生 Jeffrey 给了我什么呢？是泥土和一些蚯蚓。
And I am just as excited about that because I know they're going to go into my garden and I'm going to be able to create.
我非常喜欢这些礼物，因为我希望能够把它用在我的花园上面。
So at CKFM, we've been talking about love.
在这个儿童部这个月，我们一直在讲话题是爱。
Love is deciding to treat others the way you want to be treated.
爱是选择以自己想要的方式，并去对待他人。
And sometimes that's easier sometimes than others. Have you noticed that?
这个有的时候比较简单，但是有的时候不那么容易。
It's easy to show love and treat people the way you want to be treated when they're nice.
当这个人对我们很好的时候，我们可能很容易就可以做到。
But what about the others? Those when they're mean
但是如果那些人对我们不是很好呢，
or when they're too busy?
或者他们太忙呢？
I'm kind of stalling because I'm really hoping I have not memorized our Bible verse.
我们现在很需要我们的slide 能够出来。
All right, well, our Bible verse for the month is found in 1 John 4:10.
我们这个月的经文是从约翰一书里面第4章10节出来的。
Since I have my Bible here, I can just open up to it.
让我打开我自己的圣经来看一下。
This is love. Not that we have loved God, but that He loved us and sent His Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins.
这就是爱了，不是我们爱神，乃是神爱我们，差他的儿子为我们的罪做了挽回债。
That's been the memory verse all month. And so I'm going to ask you to say that with me.
请大家跟我们一起说一遍。
And are my slides with the graphics not loading?
是不是出不来？
All right. If you have your Bible, also open up to 1 John 4:10.
如果你有自己的圣经的话，也请你把它打
And
开，
we will read it together.
我们一起来读它。
This is love, not that we loved God, but that He loved us and sent His Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins.
约翰一书4章10节，不是我们爱神，乃是神爱我们，差他的儿子为我们的罪做了挽回祭，这就是爱了。
The only way we can show our love is because God loved us first.
我们能向任何人表示爱，那是因为神先爱了我们。
And let's admit it, we were not that lovely when He came to earth.
让我们来承认吧，当他来为我们死的时候，我们并没有那么可爱。
But because God showed His love for us, we have great examples on how to love those around us.
但是因为耶稣做了我们的榜样，所以我们知道应该怎样爱我们身边的人。
One of the other things I love to do is I love having family and friends over to my house.
我很喜欢做主人，我喜欢在家里请客。
Sometimes I get a little carried away. I plan a bigger menu than was needed.
有的时候我的心太大了，我有的时候准备太多食物，
I forget to clean up William's latest mess.
结果我忘记了打扫卫生。
And when my friends get there,
然后当我的朋友来到我们家的时候呢，
I'm busy working. I'm stuck in the kitchen.
结果我发现我还有很多其他事情要做，我要在厨房里一直准备着。
Have you had an experience like that?
你们有没有遇到过相似的情况呢？
All right. I was hoping not to have to use the handheld mic. Let's turn this other one off, just in case.
让我也稍微。
I saw a few of you nodding your heads.
我看到有几个人在点头哦。
You've had people over, and you forgot to spend time with them.
你发现你的客人来了，结果你没有时间去陪伴
You
他
were
们，
distracted by the things you thought had to get done.
因为你分心了，你以为有很多事情还要去做。
Our lesson today comes from Luke.
今天我们的课程来自路加福音。
Jesus has been traveling for a while.
耶稣来到一个地方，
He has gathered his disciples.
耶稣召集了一些门徒跟随
They've
他，
been watching him do miracles.
他们一直都看到他做的很多奇迹。
Today in Luke, Jesus is in the town of Bethany,
今天在路加福音里，耶稣他们在伯大尼，
and he's coming to the home of Martha and Mary.
他要来到马大和玛利亚的家中。
The ladies are excited.
这两个姐妹们非常的高兴。
I'm going to assume that Martha was the older sister because she's the one that was cleaning.
我们现在觉得马大应该是姐姐，因为她非常喜欢搞清洁。
She's busy working. She knows that the pot roast has to be done perfectly.
她非常繁忙的在准备着清洁，还要再煮她的肉。
The floor has only been swept 3 times already.
这个地一定要扫干净3遍。
And Jesus is coming.
而且耶稣要来了，
Not just their friend,
不光是他们的朋友们，
God's Son,
神的儿子要来了，
the Savior.
他是我们的救主。
She tells Mary to start sweeping.
他跟玛利亚说：“嘿，赶快扫地啊！”
And I'm sure Mary was excited too.
我觉得玛利亚也是很高兴的，
But she showed her excitement a little differently.
但是她表现的不太一样。
She was dreaming.
她在梦想着，
What stories is Jesus going to tell us this time?
耶稣这一次会告诉我们什么故事呢？
What scripture is he going to tell me?
他会讲解什么经文呢？
The ladies weren't often taught to read, so they had to have someone else explain the scriptures to them.
那个时候的妇女们很多都不能够阅读，
So Mary gazes out the window.
所以玛利亚在外面在看着外面，
She hears something outside.
她听到一些声音。
Is that them? Are they coming?
哦，是他们吗？他们要来了吗？
She rushes to welcome Jesus into the house.
她让耶稣坐下，
She sits down, ready to listen.
她坐在耶稣的脚前，准备听他的讲道。
And that's all she does. She sits
她只做了这一点，她只是坐下了，
and she listens.
她在听。
Meanwhile, Martha is still in the kitchen,
可是这个时候，马大还是很忙，在厨房里
cleaning the piano.
在清洗她的钢琴。
She sticks her head out and notices
她把她的头伸出来，然后发现
that her sister
她的妹妹
is doing nothing.
什么都没有做。
Luke chapter 10, verse 30,
路加福音
verse 40.
路加福音10章40节。
Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself?
主啊，我的妹子留下我一个人伺候，你不在意吗？
Tell her to help me.
请吩咐她来帮助我。
If you've ever shared a room with a sibling, when it's time to clean, you know there's usually one sibling who does most of the work.
如果你有兄弟姐妹的话，你知道在打扫的时候，基本上总会有一个在偷懒的。
Jesus looks at Mary.
耶稣回答说，
He looks at Martha.
他看着玛利亚和马大，
And he says, Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things.
他说：“马大，马大，你为许多的事思虑愁烦。
Well, of course.
当然啊，
You're coming to my house.
你到我家来了呀。
But only one thing is needed.
但是不可少的只有一件，
Mary has chosen what is better,
玛利亚已经选择那上好的福分，
and it will not be taken away from her.
是不能够夺取的。
Thank you, ladies.
谢谢小朋友们。
Jesus does not get mad at Martha.
耶稣并没有生马大的气。
There are many ways to serve and show our love for other people.
有很多不同的方式来展现我们对其他人的爱。
Martha, like many of us, felt more comfortable being busy.
马大就像我们很多人一样，觉得更有效的办法可能是比较繁忙。
But the busy prevents us from connecting.
但是繁忙的时候，我们就不能跟其他人有很好的连接。
Mary has chosen what is better.
玛利亚选择了更好的，
She sits at Jesus' feet waiting to hear from him.
她等着耶稣告诉她她应该做什么。
Connecting to Jesus meant paying attention to him.
与耶稣连接，说明我们必须要和他花时间。
I have another slide that has the verse of John 15, 12 through 13.
我们有另一段经文，来自约翰福音15章12到13节。
Maybe. All right, flipping over to John.
约翰福音15章12到13节。
John 15. Yay, thank you.
哦，来了。
Love one another, just as I have loved you. No one has greater love than the one who gives their life for their friends.
你们要彼此相爱，像我爱你们一样，这就是我的命令。人为朋友舍命，人的爱心没有比这个大的。
When Jesus says this, he knows he's going to be giving his life
当耶稣说这个时候，他知道他要献上自己的生命，
not only for his friends, but for everyone in the whole world.
不只是给他喜欢的人，而是给所有世界上的人。
So when Jesus tells us this,
所以当耶稣告诉我们这个的时候，
he expects something similar from us.
他也希望我们能做到相似的事情。
Now, not really giving our lives on the cross like he did,
当然不是让我们上十字架去死，
but loving our friends and those around us with our time.
但是表达爱的一个方式是给他我们的时间。
I don't know if you've noticed, but it's really easy to get distracted.
我不知道你们有没有发现，其实很容易让我们分心。
You can be having a conversation with someone,
你可能在跟一个人讲话，
and all of a sudden, you hear a buzz.
然后突然间你听到一个声音，
I'm so sorry, excuse me. I have no idea who this is.
哦，对不起，我不知道这是谁，但是我一定要接这个电话。
I should check on it.
那我来看一下。
I've just told Ying, whoever is on my phone is more important.
他刚刚就告诉我，这个手机上的人比我更重要。
We do this all the time at dinner time with our families.
我们经常在和家里人吃饭的时候做同样的事情。
Distractions are never very far away.
分心其实离我们很近。
There's a season coming up. It's a church season.
我们马上就有一个时间段要来到了，
And it's the season before Easter.
这个就是在复活节前的一个时间段。
It's called Lent.
这个我们叫大斋节。
And William, my son, does not know it yet,
我的儿子沃彦还不知道呢，
but he is giving up games for Lent.
他在大斋节期间不能够玩任何的游戏了，
Because mommy is deleting them from her phone.
因为妈妈也不玩这些游戏了。
It's a time to practice putting distractions away.
这是一个很好的时间，让我们练习怎样把分心的东西拿走。
Giving our time is not always easy,
给予我们的时间并不容易，
but if we want better relationships,
但是如果我们要关爱别人的话，
if we want to connect with our children and those in our family,
如果我们要和我们的家人建立更好的关系，
if we want to connect with Jesus,
如果我们要和耶稣建立更好的关系，
giving them the best of our time is really important.
把我们最好的时间给他们是非常重要的。
I am going to invite two ladies up to stage, Julie and Juliana. They are going to share with you a short testimony.
我们现在邀请两位女士上来，给他们做一些见证分享，是 Juliana 和 Julie。
It's scary, but it doesn't bite.
没有关系的，可以加油。
Hello everyone, my name is Juliana and this is my story. If a person has never heard of God before, it's really a good thing to hear about how other people started to believe in God. Unlike many of my other friends, I did not learn how to search up verses in the Bible. I did not go to church since I was born. I did not know God. In 4th grade, one of the parents from CM, whom my parents had known, invited us to church. Now it is very embarrassing to admit it, but I was unwilling to go. I always thought of Friday nights as a time to rest. Great, I will go, I told my mom. I didn't show any emotion, but in my heart, I really thought of this as a waste of time. I had a really rough time in CKM at first. I first made a friend a year older than me, but she left very soon, and I never saw her again. Then I met another girl, but now she doesn't come to church anymore. I thank her deeply for all the good time she gave me, but then I started to feel lonely. I didn't know the true meaning to come to church anymore. What is there to learn about when no one actually pays attention to anything? I realized that no one in CKM actually listens, so I stopped listening also. I didn't care or participate for 4 months. That continued for a long time. It could have continued even longer if I hadn't met my favorite teacher of all time, Miss Elizabeth. I didn't really know Miss Elizabeth until 5th grade, all thanks to Amy. Amy is a kind girl. The first day I'd known her, I felt really surprised. She actually participated, and from her, I felt all the positivity and energy, and she led me to knowing more friends. I was finally happy. Miss Elizabeth gave me a chance. She gave me a chance to learn more about God, and she often shared ideas with me and answered all my questions. She is very honest. When she don't know something, she will say, I don't know. With all the support from the children ministry director and my friends, I did not only learn more about God, but also more about myself and the world. Ultimately, God is the one who planned and controlled the whole thing. He made me a Christian and in general a better person. As I did say, if a person don't know God yet, this is what you should learn first. Believe in God. He is in control. 现在讲中文。如果一个人还不认识上帝，那这个人应该听听别人是如何开始相信神的。不像我很多的朋友一样，我并没有从小就信上帝。我4年级的时候也没有读过圣经，更没有理解神要跟我们说的话。但是有一天，我父母的一个朋友告诉他们说，你们应该来教会。他们很愉快地答应了。他们是很愉快，但我却不是很高兴。我以为周5晚上是休闲的时候，我真的以为那是浪费时间，但我还是去了。起初我并没有在儿童部度过最美好的时光，主要是因为我的友谊问题。我第一次遇到一个比我大1岁的女孩，她是一个很好的朋友，但她很快就离开了。从那以后我再也没有见过她。然后我遇到另外一个孩子，但他现在更经常来教堂了。我很感谢他以前给我的美好时光，但是从那起我就开始觉得很寂寞。当时我不知道去教会的真正意义，我想为什么别人不学圣经也来教会呢？当我认识 Miss Elizabeth 时，一切都改变了。但是 Amy 是使我认识她的那个人，她帮我结识了更多人，我也变得更加开放。当我第一次见到 Amy 时，我感到很惊讶，她精力充沛，更重要的是她其实参加了课堂。从那时我还尝试学习和回答问题。Miss Elizabeth 在理解圣经方面给了我很大帮助。她很诚实，她承认有很多东西自己不知道，她总是检查圣经中的答案，并在知道答案时告诉我。现在我知道，最终上帝是计划一切的人，他使我成为基督徒和一个更好的人。正如我之前所说的，一个人如果还不信上帝的话，那么了解他人的故事是帮助你相信的一种很好方法。但是知道一件事儿，不要怀疑上帝，他总是在掌控之中。
Good morning, everyone. I'm a volunteer teacher in CKFM for boys and girls that are 5 to 6 years old. The kids there are really cute and exciting to teach to. When they are a little bit younger, they only had known a little about the Bible. But now they can ask me some knowledgeable question does this verse belong in Old or New Testament? Our church is a big family learning about the God. So now I want to invite you to be a part of our CKFM volunteer teacher together to help our kids to grow up in their spiritual life. 弟兄姐妹平安，我是CKFM 的一个志愿者老师，同时也是一个家长。我教的孩子是5到6岁的孩子，他们呢是非常的可爱，我非常享受和他们在一起的每一个主日。在他们还小一点的时候呢，他们对圣经如何阅读不是特别的了解，但是在最近呢，他们开始问我一些非常具有知识性的问题比方说他们会说 这节经文是出自于旧约呢，还是新约呢？我们的教会呢是一个大家庭，我们一起来这里敬拜主，学习上帝的话语。那么在此呢，我也想邀请在座的每一位可以加入到我们这个CKFM 志愿者教师的团队当中，我们一起来为这个来建造孩子们的这个属灵生命。谢谢大家。
All right. The next part of our lesson has lots of slides.
我们下一些的课程有很多图片出来。
I want to tell you a little bit about how children grow.
我希望能够分享一下小朋友们是怎样成长的。
There are about 936 weeks from when a child is born to when they turn 18 and graduate high school.
从出生到18岁，一个小孩子毕业高中，他们的生命当中大概有936个礼拜。
At that point, they're supposed to be an adult and ready to move on to the next step.
那个时候，他们就已经成为成人了。
Now, I don't have about 1,000 of anything to show you.
我并没有1000个东西来做什么示范，
So I'm going to break that down into 1 week.
所以我把它分成一个更小的单位。
In 1 week, we have 168 hours.
在一个礼拜当中，我们有168个小时。
The next slides have a bunch of schedules on them.
在下个图片有很多时间表在里面。
This is my schedule from when I was in 4th and 5th grade.
这是我在4年级的时候，我那个时候的时间表。
You can see that school, the green spot, takes up quite a bit of time.
你可以看到这个绿色的是代表我在学校的时间，我在学校里花了很多的时间。
At 4th grade, I got to go to the church youth group, and that's in yellow.
在4年级的时候，我还参加了教会的儿童节目，那个是黄色的。
Notice how much unscheduled time I had as a 4th grader compared to this schedule.
你可以看一下，我那个时候其实有很多自由时间的。
Or the next schedule.
我们来看一下这个时间表，或者这个时间表。
Our children today are being taught to live like Martha.
我们现在的小孩子们在被教着，我们应该像马大一样生活。
Church only has a couple of hours every week with your children.
其实他们在教会的时间每周只有几个小时。
But still, even in this busy schedule,
但是就在这个很繁忙的时间表上，
the 2 biggest influences on a child's life are school and family.
但是我们可以看到，在一个孩子的生命的最大的影响是学校和家庭。
Now, our world has changed a little bit since I was in 4th grade.
咱们的世界已经变得不太一样了。
Parents today often have to have 2 jobs to make the family work.
我们现在很多家长爸爸妈妈都要上班，
And so, of course, the children need a safe place to be while their parents are working.
所以当然，当爸爸妈妈在上班的时候，孩子们需要有一个安全的地方。
Some of the things that we schedule for them are fun, dance and music.
有些我们给他们安排的是比较好玩的，比如说是音乐或者跳舞，
Sports where they learn cooperation and following rules.
或者是体育，让他们学习怎样能够更好的安排。
They're kept busy.
但是他们非常的忙。
I have an empty jar.
我这里有一个空的罐子，
It's not going to stay empty for long. This is why I was hoping the handheld mic was not necessary.
这就是因为我不能够手里拿一个。
This might get loud. At home, we have many things that we need to do.
在家里我们有很多事情要做，
There's the laundry. We need to wash it.
这是我们要洗的衣服，
We need to dry it.
我们要烘干它们。
Does anyone still iron it?
还有人在熨衣服吗？
We need to put it away.
我们还要把所有的衣服都放起来。
And that's just the start.
这只是开始哦，
There are so many tasks we have to do at home.
家里有很多家务事要做，
And then we have work.
然后我们就要去开始上班了。
You have a 40-hour job.
我们要工作40个小时，
37-hour.
47。
You have to commute to and from work.
我们还要通勤从上班的地方。
You have emails and phone calls and conference calls that you do at home for work.
有的时候在家里，我们还要回答电子邮件和回答电话。
And then it's the weekend and you get to come to church.
然后到了周末，我们要来教会啦。
We start at 10, 11.
结果我们
Well,
10点、11点、12
We
点。
have fellowship groups on
星期五的
Friday.
时候，我们要来
We
开
start
始
at
小组聚会了。
7:30.
我们晚上7点半开始。
And then you usually stay in fellowship in the cafe. Hold on.
有的时候我们会在教会的餐厅待到很晚。
Do you see the problem?
你们可以看到这是什么问题了吗？
There is not enough time in our schedule.
我们没有足够的时间在我们的时间表里。
So let's try this another way.
让我们再从开始。
Let's say, instead of being like Martha and focusing on every little thing we have to do,
让我们不像马大一样，好像把所有的小事情先做完。
we be like Mary
我们向玛利亚学习，
and we start with church first.
我们先把教会的时间安排下来。
Again, church only has 4 to 6 hours of time to influence us.
其实教会一个礼拜只有4到6个小时来影响我们，
And we still have to do work.
我们还是要工作的。
Hey, no cheating. Because I don't want you to think they all fit because they ran away.
他们没有跑掉，我们全部都放进去。
And we still have home.
然后我们还有家里很多家务事要做。
Everything fits much better.
所有的东西都有它的位置在里面。
Many times we think going to church is extra.
很多时候我们觉得去教会可能是多余的。
We know God loves us.
我们知道神爱我们，
We know He knows that we love Him.
我们知道他也知道我们爱他，
And we don't focus on church.
我们并没有特别的注重教会，
We don't spend time.
我们并没有花时间和耶稣在一起。
The same thing happens with our families.
同样的事情也发生在我们的家庭上。
We tend to forget that our children are made in the image of God.
我们有的时候会忘记，其实我们的孩子是按照上帝的形象被造的。
Pretty soon you're going to see a picture of my son.
很快你们就会看到我的儿子的照片，
Isn't he cute?
他是不是很可爱呢？
This is one of his unloving moments.
这是一张他不是很可爱的一张照片。
He is mad at me and he is crying.
他在生我的气，而且他在哭。
It's a little harder to love him when he's like this.
当他是这个样子的时候，有一点比较难爱他。
Maybe you feel the same way. You love your family,
可能你也有同样的感觉，你很爱你的家庭，
but sometimes they're just difficult to love.
但是
Yes?
但是有的时候他们真的很难让我们去爱他。
On the next slide. Oh, see, that's easy to love.
那个就非常可爱了。
Our children are made in the image of God.
我们的孩子们是按照上帝的形象被造的。
Every child has the unique ability to be loving,
每一个孩子都有很特别的地方，
to be creative,
他们是有创造力的，
to do good acts,
他们是能够行善的，
to reflect on God, their creator.
他们能够反映他们的创造者。
And like God, every child has the capability of getting angry.
就像上帝一样，每个孩子也能够生气。
There's a righteous anger that they feel.
有的时候，他们的生气也是正义的。
Have you ever heard a child say, "It's not fair"?
你们有没有听过一个孩子说这不公平啊？
It's not going their way and they want it to change.
这个不是他所想要的，所以他们想改变情况。
But by remembering that they are made in the image of God,
但是当我们记住他们是按照上帝的形象被创造的时候，
when we remember that we are made in the image of God,
我们要记住我们也是被按照上帝的形象被创造的。
when we remember that God loved us first,
我们要记住上帝是先爱我们的，
it's easier to spend the time with those that we need to.
这样子就更容易让我们花时间跟那些我们需要花时间的人身上。
I'm going to encourage you to make the most of your time.
我希望能够鼓励你们能够更好的利用你的时间。
These slides have a picture of the jar with the ball on them.
这个图片上面有一些罐子，上面有很多小球在里面。
Children thrive with consistency and repetition.
孩子们很需要有时间的连续性和重复性。
An easy way to bring that into their life is by setting up routines.
这个就是让我们能够给他们建立好很好的习惯，
Making sure there's enough time for breakfast,
让他们每天都能够吃一个健康的早餐，
and encouraging them. Maybe they have a test that day.
而且鼓励他们，说不定他们那天要考试。
During family meal times, if you have the ability to get together as one family.
在吃饭的时候很重要，我们一家人都坐下来分享这个时间。
The conversations around the dinner table, without the cell phones, are a great time.
这些时间在我们吃晚饭的时候，当然没有手机在，是一个非常好的时间。
Creating a routine around bedtime.
让我们在睡眠时间也有一个好的习惯，
Praying with your child.
和我们的孩子们一起祷告，
Praying for your child.
为我们的孩子祷告。
It changes their perspective when they hear you pray for them.
当他们听到我们为他祷告的时候，这也改变了他们的看法。
William has learned how to pray.
我也已经知道怎样祷告了。
He always gets this high squeaky voice.
他每次祷告的时候声音都很高。
He says, "Thank you God for Grammy Grandma."
他每次说谢谢上帝，我的爷爷奶奶，
And he squishes up just like that when he says it.
而且他会把身体举起来，当他说的时候。
He also thanks God for dragons and tigers that roar.
他也感谢上帝有老虎和龙。
Make the most of your time.
请你更好的利用你的时间。
There are only so many hours in a week.
一个礼拜里面只有一些小时，
And those around you need to know that they're loved.
而且我们身边的人需要知道你们是爱他们的，
Tell them,
就告诉他们吧。
even when you're angry,
就是当你生气的时候，
especially when you're angry.
特别是你生气的时候，
Show an interest in what they like.
请你展现你的兴趣。
I know a lot of the kids in our ministry are interested in Fortnite.
我知道我们的孩子当中有很多喜欢玩一个 game 叫 Fortnite，
I have tried. I cannot get interested in Fortnite.
但是我一点都没有兴趣。
Share your dreams and your stories with them.
也分享你自己的梦想和故事与他们，
Hug them.
拥抱他们。
Humans need physical touch.
人类非常需要这种基础的感动。
If you felt inspired,
如果今天的故事有激励了你们，
if you think children's ministry might be something you can do with some of your time,
如果你们觉得儿童事工是你们可以考虑的话，
we welcome you with open arms.
我们非常欢迎你们参加我们的事工。
The children are noisy.
孩子们有的时候很吵，
They're often messy.
他们有的时候很脏，
But you will find a new side of your God when you love a child.
但是你可能会发现上帝的另外一面，当你爱一个孩子的时候。
I am going to invite Miss Bong and our soloists up to stage. They have a special song for you before we do the offering prayer.
我们现在有一首特别的歌，让几个孩子们上来给大家献唱。